Guys, it's time for another episode of It's Crow Time. And let me tell you, not to quote Bob the Tomato for all you kids who watch VeggieTales, but have we got a show for you? That is right. We're going to have Mr. Taylor Branch of Taylor Branch and the Lone Star Ramblers coming back on the show today. And let me tell you, you're not going to want to miss this interview. So I guess you could call this Taylor Branch Part 2, 2.0, whatever you want to call it. Just listen to it, and it'll start right now. DJ, hit that intro music. All right, folks. So, in breaking news, as many of y'all might not have heard, the wait is over. You wanted red dirt? We are giving you red dirt. Here is the 2023 Calf Fry Festival lineup. It's going to be Casey Donahue, Parker McCollum, Reed Southall, Giovanni and the Hired Guns, Larry Fleet, Mike Ryan, Caitlin Butts, Cameron Marlowe, Tanner Usrai, Treaty Oak Revival, Charlie Hickman, Wyatt Flores, Cam Allen, Hoosier Brothers, Tyler Halverson, and then the Battle of the Bands winner, and that is happening May 4th, 5th, and 6th in good old Stillwater, Oklahoma. Now, if you want to get tickets, you can get your 3-day VIP and GA ticket options are available now at www.calffry.com. Single-day tickets are to be released on February 28th. All right, folks, and I think we got a special word from Uncle Gordy himself.
Hey, y'all, this is Gordy from Highway 30 Music Fest, coming to you live from Texas Motor Speedway. We're going to hold a music fest October 19th through the 22nd. You're Gordy? Cody Jinks. Festival? Absolutely. Would you like to be the headliner? October 21st? Yeah, Saturday night. Hell yeah. You know what, y'all? We got Cody Jinks. We're going to announce him as our first headliner for October's show, and I'm so excited. God bless. Take care. See y'all real soon. Bye.
All right, that was Uncle Gordy announcing when they announced the first headliner, Mr. Cody Jinks, on Saturday night, October 21st. The Thursday night headliner has been announced. It's going to be Brothers Osborne. And again, that'll be Thursday night. So, in Stephenville, Texas, at Melody Mountain Ranch. That's right, folks. It's once again time for Larry Joe Taylor's 34th annual Texas Music Festival. It'll feature Co Wetzel, Shane Smith and the Saints, Randy Rogers, Mike Ryan, Josh Abbott, Colby Cooper, William Clark Green, Corey Kent, Caitlin Butts, Roger Krager, Treaty Oak Revival, Kevin Fowler, Tanner Usrai, Red Clay Strays, Randy Foster, Courtney Patton, Josh Weathers, Slade Coulter, Jacob Stelly, Bree Bagwell, Gary P. Nunn, the Tejas Brothers, Gracie York, Tommy Iverson, Larry Joe Taylor, and many more. You can go get your tickets at www.larryjoetaylor.com/Texas_music festival _music/festival/ticket/information. And you can also get your 3-day pit passes. There's 100 of them left, so go grab those. So if you're out in Idaho, go experience Uncle Gordy. And if you like what you see, come on down to Texas Motor Speedway October 19th through the 22nd, and you won't be disappointed. We now have another artist to announce for Gordy's Highway 30 Texas Edition. And let me tell you, folks, you know him from the Snake Farm. That's right, Mr. Ray Wiley Hubbard will be playing Sunday, October 22nd. You can get your tickets right now, once again, at highwayhwy30tx.com. There will be a limited number of 4-day passes for the limited time price. Once they're gone, they're gone. Ticket prices will go up. You can get yours before they're gone for that $259 price. And also, June 16th through the 17th, it's once again time for the Okie Noodling Festival And you know what that means? It's once again time for the Okie Noodling Concert Weekend. On Friday, June 16th, doors will open at 5 p.m. Admission to get in there is $25. But Cat Hasty will be starting the night off at 6:30, followed by the Eli Young Band to wrap up day number 1. Day 2 on Saturday. Music will start around 8:30. It's free all day. You just got to pay $5 for parking. You can't beat that when you hear these bands for $5. Opening up at 8:30 will be them boys from Cotton County, Mr. Gannon Freeman and CC Rev will be opening for Shane Smith and the Saints. Once again, this is the Saturday lineup, and it'll start again once again at 8:30. You can get your tickets for Friday at okienoodlin.com, or you can go on their Facebook page and there's a QR code that you can scan. It's taking place at Wacker Park in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, so you don't want to miss that, especially Saturday. You only got to pay $5 and you get 2 great bands. All right, let's raise some hell and celebrate the outlaw in all of us this September with Turnpike Troubadours and Whiskey Myers, Gary Allen, Ryan Bingham, Randy Rogers Band, Lucas Nelson, and POTR, and Randy Hauser, and so much more. Head over to our website and sign up to get first access at our pre-sale and access to Phase 1 pricing kicking off tomorrow at noon. BornAndRaisedFestival.com. Again, this is the Born and Raised Music Festival happening September 13th through the 16th, and it's going to be in Pryor, Oklahoma. So you're not going to want to miss that. Once again, that website to access that pre-sale is BornAndRaisedFestival.com. If you want to see the whole lineup, head over to their Facebook page at Born and Raised Music Festival, which I will also have linked on this episode. All right, and happening May 12th through the 13th, it's once again time for the 19th annual Crods and Rods Crawfish Bowl and Car Show. And on Friday night, they're going to have the Crods and Rods Music Fest, which will feature Carson Jeffrey, Gannon Freeman, and CC Rev. And headlining is going to be Mr. Mike Ryan. You can get your tickets and more info at www.crodsandrods.com. Now, on Saturday, May 13th, they're going to have live music all day. They're going to have a burnout contest. They're going to have all-you-can-eat crawfish. Folks, when they say you're going to have all-you-can-eat crawfish, let me tell you, it's worth the money. Personally went to this event. Great event put on. It benefits the Elgin Fire Department. Of course, they have the drawing for that beautiful, beautiful Camaro that you can win. But, I mean, the crawfish, let me tell you, this ain't no little Chinese buffet, little bitty mud bugs. No, folks, these things are like meat, baby lobsters. I mean, these suckers are huge. Like, I think there's some that, most of them that are at least finger length, like thumb to index finger or bigger. I mean, we're talking, some of them are as big as your hand. So yeah, you're not going to want to miss that. But if you're like, well, man, I'm not a fan of crawfish. Well, don't you worry. They're going to have food trucks there. And for the kiddos, for entertainment, or if you want to be entertained, they're going to have a carnival. Once again, that is happening May 12th. Is going to be the Music Fest, which you do not want to miss that with Gannon Freeman and CC Rev. Them boys from Cotton County, Mr. Carson Jeffrey, and headlining is going to be Mike Ryan. So you don't want to miss that. But then come back on Saturday for some great live music all day. There's a burnout contest that people can enter And once again, all you can eat crawfish and food trucks and a carnival, and it's all benefiting a good cause, the Elgin Fire Department. So you do not want to miss that. All right, folks, with that being said, I think it's time we take our first break. We'll be right back. You're on here and you're trying to find that perfect sandblaster. You don't know who to call. Why don't you call my buddy Reed Latham with Reed's Abrasive Blasting? They'll come out to where you are. Yes, that's right. You don't have to go anywhere. They will find you and they will come out there. They handle auto, industrial, and residential products. So why don't you give them a call at 940-867-3701. You can also shoot them a text at that same number, or you can send them an email at reedsabrasiveblasting@gmail.com. And while you're at it, give them a like on Facebook at Reed's Abrasive Blasting. Have you heard of the new company right here in Wichita Falls called What's Up 940? They'll show you the latest deals and steals and the hottest events right here in the falls. Just go follow them on all social medias at What's Up 940. And we want to welcome back to the show Mr. Taylor Branch from Taylor Branch and the Lone Star Ramblers. What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, man. Living life in the fast lane, brother.
Let me ask you this: Have you got that Lone Star incentive, that's sponsorship yet?
Man, I don't think we're allowed to talk about any of that right now.
Oh man,
I'm still drinking it. That's guaranteed. I'm still drinking plenty of Lone Star. I like to feel like I may single-handedly keep them in business if need be. I was drinking. We talked about it last time. I'm drinking forever, but yeah, man. As of right now, we're having kind of a reassess, come with something different. But yeah, we've not landed it as of today.
Man, I hate to hear that. I hope y'all get that because that'd be badass, especially being the Lone Star Ramblers. You think they just give it to you?
You mean you think? I'm telling you though, I'm convinced that I spent enough money on Lone Star beer that if they were giving me any kind of free beer, that there'd be a possibility of them going out of business. Just saying. I'll make sure here we go. It's well supplied. Beer stores here in town make sure to keep me satisfied with my Lone Star requirements. So, not that I have a problem, but I enjoy my Lone Star beer.
All right, so unfortunately, we had a little technical difficulties the first time we had you on. So, could you fill in the listeners about how you got started and everything?
Yeah, started music in general.
Yeah, how you got started in music? Nah, drinking. No.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, well, what happened was no, family. So honestly, my dad is a great musician, UNT graduate, and so I was very fortunate as far as I always grew up in a household that was very embracing of music, and because of that, I was exposed to a lot of really great artists as a child. And somehow in that process, his growing up, he took a job in a small town, Gatesville, Texas, and took a job here as a music therapist and was doing that. But I understood the desire to want to play music, if that makes any kind of sense. And so he was always really, really, really supportive. So there was always gear around. I know my little brother got a drum set at some point in time, Christmas or a birthday, something like that. When we were extremely young, and looking back at it, he's a better man than me because we were playing around on some gear that was way beyond what we should have been allowed to be touching. But he was awesome when it came to that. He was just very open as far as man, I'll go ahead and do this. Dad was a very formally trained musician and a great player in a lot of aspects. I remember sitting down with him trying to learn guitar, and I think we made about 2 lessons, and I was not concerned about learning how to play the fundamentals. I wanted to learn Johnny Be Good. I needed to know the lead part because I was going to pick up girls, and that's what was most important.
You're going to do that Marty
the properties, bro.
You're going to do that Marty McFly way.
That was the game plan, man. And so we did some lessons, and I'm talking like 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. So he was like, "Here, I'll help you out. We'll do this." And man, I was like, "I'm not about it." I was ready to play music. I didn't want to learn how to do everything. I just wanted to play music. And honestly, like, I'm very thankful for that. I'm mad at myself as an adult now, like looking back, like, how do you have a great guitar teacher in your house and not like just absorb all that knowledge? So kids, if you're listening, pay attention to your parents. They're always right. But yeah, I decided that, hey, instead of sitting and spending time learning other people's songs, it's way easier to write your own song. So sort of farted around, learned this thing called power chords, and I could play anything that I wanted to play, and I started writing. And it was probably started writing about 10, 12, 13, something like that. Started writing, years went by. Really, when we were first old enough to start driving, got linked up with some guys, and we're doing punk rock of all things. 3 chords in the truce. And that's, man, honestly, just kind of progressed from there. Went through doing the punk rock stuff, and then kind of progressed as the years went on. Started to go out and get on the road. Just really fell in love with the experience of connecting with people, being on stages, and just, meeting different folks and doing our thing. And I think, like, as I progressed musically, one thing that when I first started kind of getting into Texas country that I really enjoyed about it and kind of fell in love with was that, for a lot of reasons, it was very much like the whole punk rock stuff. It's a very, very unity driven, and a super strong connection, with the audience. And I mean, you can see that anywhere, any country show you go see nowadays, man. Like, the connection is so amazing. Like that to me was so similar from the punk rock scene to the Texas country thing. Obviously, there's a lot of different stuff.
Right.
That connection, and there's a weird energy, man. But like, having those feelings of a 16-year-old kid where people are just out there just pouring their hearts out, singing with you, connecting where you're coming from. That same feeling very much translates to the Texas country show. Like, the first Texas country show that I went to was Kevin Fowler, and I was like, man, I don't know, I've never been to one of these. Like, let's see what's up. And
yeah.
Man, like, halfway through, there's beer flying around, people's hands are in the air. Like, I was like, man, this is like, we all found a common thread here. Like, we're all enjoying the Friday night. We're all enjoying our cold beers. Like, it's something that there was just a community that was like a very tight community in that. And really, to me, that's musically, that's what it really kind of all boils down to. And I don't know. I'm not sure if I answered the question. I might have jumped all the way around.
You're good, brother. But I say this all the time on here, and people probably hear me say it all the time. It's not a genre. It's more of a family. Like, you meet so many people through this family, man. I mean, like, you could say you could be listening to Randall King 1 minute, and then an Austin Meat song comes on the next, or like listening to Co, and then Cody Johnson comes on, or something like that.
Well, the diversity to me is what's so cool. Like, you're right. Like, that sums it up. Like, to me, there's a bunch of subgenres, but like, really, when you start thinking about it, it's wild to me, the Red Dirt, the Texas country, like, because they're so diverse.
Right.
But when you listen to a Texas country playlist, man, you're going to get things like Turnpike, Cody Johnson, where you're like, man, okay, let's go. And then all of a sudden it's going to jump over to, an Austin Meade song or a Co song or a Cody West song. That it's so, or Geo, like it's so all over the place. It's kind of all encapsulated, man. And that to me, like, it's something really cool that I will say is, I haven't really been in throughout my musical journey. I haven't been in genres where it's that diverse. Does that make like?
Right. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the really cool things. Like the punk rock, the rock scene. Like there's people that were really into like the gritty punk rock. You wanted like street punk rock, the Culprits, the Exploited, those kinds of bands. But those fans didn't necessarily weren't the biggest fans like the pop punk stuff.
Right.
You know, so there was kind of a division there, but it's cool in the Texas country thing that you look at bills where you're like, man, like look at the bill, like you can socks rock off, you can dance, you can do everything at this one show. There's something for everybody. Man, to me, I think like one of the things that I pride myself on in the Texas country red dirt scene is that it is so diverse and it's so encapsulating, like as a fan base, and as supporters of live music. Like I think, hurrah to red dirt and Texas country, man.
Yeah, and then plus, I mean, y'all's your little group, the Seventh Planet group, that you're a part of. I mean, look at who's all on there. I mean, there's different kinds of music on there also,
Oh, man, absolutely. And to me, again, it's that cool thing. We may be playing with a band that's way more rock and roll. And then we may be playing with a band that's way more country. And that to me is like it's a cool thing. Because you are, man, like my playlist on my phone probably it jumps around all over the place. And I don't, I try to listen to everything. I'm a big fan and a promoter of just music in general. And there's not a lot of music that I dislike. There's not really any kind of music that I dislike. Like to me, I enjoy all music, and there's things that I listen to on a regular basis. There's things that I don't listen to on a regular basis. But to me, like, to truly be a lover of music means you kind of want to listen to everything. You kind of want to diversify yourself. Live, to me, is a movie, and music is literally that soundtrack. And there's going to be days that you want to sit down and run some old 90s Matchbox 20, and then there's days where you've had enough and you want to kick on some Off Ivy. But it's supposed to be like that.
Right, or you want to turn on like some Isabel or something,
Yeah, man, like,
get in your feels.
Moment, man.
Have you seen that? Have you watched that documentary on him yet?
No, I have not. I actually saw an advertisement for that the other day, and I'm terrible, and I try my best to like try to stay cultured in what's coming out. I got a little one at home right now, and we found The Compromise is King of the Hill. So we watch a lot of King of the Hill.
Really?
Yeah, that's normally.
That's awesome.
Man, no, hey, it's great. It's great. Like we did come to the conclusion. My wife is always on me about watching my mouth in front of him. I tried to do my best, and he informed someone at daycare the other day he's gonna kick their ass. And
that's my purse.
Bro, I was like, oh my god, where did you hear that? Like, who did you hear me say that to? Like, kick your ass. Like, if you said I'm going to spank your butt, I'm not, maybe.
Right.
But, kick your ass, dude. I could not think of where it came from. And all of a sudden, we're sitting in bed watching King of the Hill. And lo and behold, Hank popped off and was like, kick your ass. Dude Hudson was like, I'll kick your ass. I was like, hey, we don't say no, God dang it. So,
dang it, Bobby.
Could not say bad words. King of the Hill, he might have ruined that for me. I might get judged a little bit on that one, but hey, it's the best part was when I explained to him like we don't say that. I was like, hey, man, we don't say that, okay? That falls in the same category as sucks. We don't say sucks. We don't say that. We don't say we're going to kick your ass. He's like, but Hank's a good guy. I was like, well, you know, if you're a good judge of character, like, there you go, man. Like, because of that, again, let me rabbit trail off on that. But yeah, again, because of that, it's hard for me just finding time right now, man, in my life to sit down and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I did see something posted about it today. I'm excited to get to watch it when that day comes, maybe way after it, you know.
Well, it was cool because, like, not going to spoil it or none, but like, I thought it was about his new album, but it takes place during like telling what they went through during COVID and stuff. But
Okay.
yeah, it's really cool though.
Does it get into like drive-by truckers at all?
Dude, yes, it gets in like it tells his whole story, like back when about his parents having him when they were still in high school and everything, and dude, it was bad to the bone. If y'all haven't seen it yet, go check out the Music Box. Jason Isbell on HBO Max because it is definitely worth a watch.
And I'm going to have to when we wrap this up tonight. If he's asleep, I may be able to sneak in here and watch part of that tonight. He's one of those guys that literally, like, my first exposure to him was back in the drive-by trucker days. And man, it was great. It was great. And then, like, when he left that band, drive-by truckers were still good, but it was just something different. And there's also a really good documentary about drive-by truckers. And I'm trying to think what the name of that is.
Oh yeah, my brother was telling me about it. Like,
it came out forever ago.
Yeah.
But that was kind of my first exposure to his name and who he was. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. There's a lot of his stuff that to me, he's one of our, like, for this generation, he's one of those songwriters, man. Like, when you start thinking about the power in, like, the song like "Cover Me Up," like, anytime I cover that song, that's made famous by Morgan Wallen. But man, he did that song justice, man. Like, his writing capabilities, the way he writes, his perspective, like, you can't not attach, you know.
I think people don't realize, they watch that movie A Star Is Born where Bradley Cooper, who was it, Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga? Well, see, he wrote The Old Ways. Maybe it's time the old ways die or whatever. He wrote that song.
Yeah.
But a cool thing, about the documentary, they said he was in Drive-By Truckers for 5 days and he wrote Decoration Day.
Really?
I was like, wow. That is wild. Oh, man.
To me, like, that's what's crazy with him, man. He's one of those guys. He's on a whole other level. Like, his songwriting, to me, like, and there's guys, like, there's a lot of music I like. It's how everything works together. But, like, his writing, so much of his writing is very poetic. You know what I mean? Like, you can sit and read his lyrics, and it just hits a different note. You know what I mean? If you take everything else out of it, his delivery is great too. I'm not taking away from the delivery of it.
Right.
But there's songs I've written. I'll crucify myself on this. Where if you read the lyrics, you'd be like, "What in the world? Like, this is terrible." It works when the music's going and everything. You know what I mean? Everything's working together. But lyrically, you're like, man, does this even make sense? He said the same words a lot, you know? That's what's cool. I mean, there's a lot of writers that are out there that I have a lot of respect for as writers when you start to, like, read through their lyrics. Where you're like, man, like this. Like, I'm enjoying just reading the lyrics without thinking about the music, just reading the lyrics here.
Right.
The play on words and how things work. Man, it's super intriguing.
I think of course, the greatest songwriter of all time is Mr. Dewey Cox.
Yeah,
Yeah. When it came out with Royal Jelly, I was like, what the hell is this? The mouse with the overbite.
Willie Walker Jr.'s got some pretty bangers, man.
Dude,
He's got some.
he's got a documentary coming out. I think it's gonna be in theaters.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's gonna be in theaters. I think I saw something. I'm excited. I'm like, this is badass.
Yeah, I'm a babysitter. Me and the wife can go watch that one. Man, I watched one. I don't know what we're allowed to say on here, but he was talking about the song he wrote to the sun. You seen those videos?
I think I might have seen some of I've seen some of them. You can say whatever, dude. It's nobody listens to this.
I was just saying, man, I don't even know if I'm even comfortable saying it. Like, I don't know if I know you well enough to even say some of the stuff that's in that song, but it is so freaking great. Like, it's literally like it's him talking about, like, I wrote this song to my son. I'm so proud of him. You know, he might make it till he's, I don't know, gentleman, maybe 13, 14, and it's all about his son getting laid. Like, I was like, dude, this is, oh my God, like, this is so great. And I was like, man, this guy's a genius. And man, my hat's off to his wife, because if I came home and told my wife I could sing a song, that would be the end of my life.
Well,
She does, man.
well, look at.
Yeah, one up. I'm the name of the song, and then just check that one out. Because I'm telling you, it is a. If you need a laugh, you have a hard day and you need a laugh, put that song on. Keep it in your headphones because you don't want your neighbors to hear it real loud on the back porch or anything. But it's a good one.
Well, I mean, like, the one about doing which one of you homosexuals gonna?
Bro, he got some stuff that I'm like, I don't even know, man. He's a good dude.
I was like, oh my gosh, like what? Oh man, the other funny one is when he's roasting all of the like Nashville country, where he's like talking about Florida Georgia Line and everything. I think it's called Poon. He's like, Kelsey Ballerini, she looks like she's 15, but give me some of that.
Bro, I'm telling you, how that guy survived is beyond me, man.
I have no idea. I have no idea. Like, and it's crazy now that he got out of it. His music is so much popular now. Like,
So, I mean, that comes to that, like, it's kind of over the top culture. I mean, when you start looking at, to me, when you start looking at, like, like, just the culture of everything, like, Theo Vaughn, man, like, that guy.
gang.
Bro, the stuff that guy says, I'm like, what are you? You're be like, here we are trying to, like, we're uploading a new single, and I'm like freaking out because I'm like, oh man, this is shit. Like, bro, Lou didn't out hit me till like we're shooting it off. Like, we're doing a radio debut the day before, and I was like, oh man, this is shit. I'm calling the producer, like, hey man, can you edit this out real quick? Because I didn't think about this. And then I'm like, so is that explicit? Like, is that considered explicit? Like, here I am freaking about that. And like watching people pop off and say some stuff on Facebook where I'm like, oh my gosh, like why would I even worry about any of this?
Talking about his uncle playing Jingle Bells. Or talking about when this talking.
You said no one's listening. I hope to God they're not.
This would be the episode right here where I get canceled.
I'm gonna rip a little whiskey toot on that one there. we go, man. I'm glad I came on here and ruined your show.
The last time I did get ruined because the audio was so bad from on my end, nobody could hear it. But then it's like he got it freaking fixed, and now everyone's like, "Yep, he's canceled."
Yep. God. Allowed to talk to each other.
Him and Taylor Branch are not allowed to be within 60 feet of each other in person
Yeah,
or on the phone.
Or on the phone. 30 feet, 30 feet of church or 100 yards of church. I mean, they're about to fly, my man.
Well,
you know, that's what it's really all about. we gotta keep it a little outlaw, you know.
right, but I mean, it's just like you're talking about Theo Vaughn, and I'm just thinking about the time talking about when they're in the hot tub and the high school kid, and they thought he was bleeding or something was wrong with him. Oh man.
I don't even know if I even heard that one. I'm kind of scared to Google that one.
Oh, dude. So he said, what did he say? He said that one of his buddies had a hot tub, and everybody in the junior high thought it was so cool, so they were in it. Well, they invited a high school kid. Well, the high school kid was playing with himself the whole time, and he stood up. And when he stood up, he started. Yeah, and they thought they were like they didn't.
Yeah, we're totally getting canceled.
they didn't know what to do. They didn't know if he was like if he was bleeding or what. Like if it was a bad thing or.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Some of the and it's just some of the randomest stuff. Like you listen to his podcast, it's just like he'll be sitting there and I think he had old Bert the machine on there, and he was just yeah. I can't wait to see that movie. By the way,
Dude, I'm telling you, the Bert is on my list. He's on my list.
I know.
And I say that with fear, bro. Like everybody's got that list of like people like, man, I want to drink a beer with this guy. At some point in my life, I want to drink a beer with this guy. Bird is on that list, and I'm like afraid of drinking with that guy.
I think he doesn't.
On the list, bro.
I was gonna say I don't think he drinks anymore, hardly, if I remember right.
Really?
Yeah. Because.
Okay, good for him. Because I'm not gonna lie, I saw him at one point in time, and he was like, "I love everything about drinking. I like drinking in the morning. I like drinking in the afternoon. I like drinking at night." And I was like, "Yeah, I like this guy." You know, like.
Right.
Again, I'm all for the responsible drinking. I am. But like everything I do,
It
things
happens.
I enjoy outside of the drinking, like it's acceptable if you start the barbecue pit at 6:00 in the morning. It's acceptable to grab a Lone Star beer or make a michelada or have a Bloody Mary. Now you gotta be responsible about it because you're at church and you know the grade A choice meat of the gods, brisket, and Texas has done a real good job of representing when it comes to that good old smoked
Yes, sir.
brisket. But you got to take your medicine. You know, you can't just run out there and not get a little bit marinated. You know. So again, you're gonna get canceled. I'm gonna get labeled as a drunk or an alcoholic. We're checking the boxes off tonight, brother.
Yeah. Well, I bet your son's excited about King of the Hill coming back.
Well, he asks every time. So this is no exaggeration. So he's 4, and this started probably 2 years ago. Like literally one night, I had all the freaking Cocomelon I could handle.
You're like, I'm going to. I'm going to show you the Texas way.
So one. I mean, he's a little kid, bro. He's tiny. He's just a little, my little baby boy, you know. And I was like, dude, we're not. You need to watch something that I can like just tune out, and then we can fall asleep. Set the sleep timer on the TV, and we're going to sleep. And so anyway, he was like freaking out, wanted to watch his cartoons, and I was like, all right, okay, South Park. Too aggressive.
Family Guy, no.
Simpsons, maybe we can make that work. And then, like, as I'm thumbing through like adult cartoons, I was like, King of the Hill. Like, I don't think they can cuss in King of the Hill. Like,
no.
My only gripe, as much as I love King of the Hill, I'm gonna air this out. I'm gonna say this on here. And I will stand behind it. I wish they would not have talked so much about propane. I don't feel like it's just me. I'm just saying a gentleman in Arlen, in Texas, who has the love for his grill would not have been so gung-ho about propane. I'm just saying it. It works really well because it does. It's been, you know, the stage fair cook-off that he's in. But I'm talking all 13 seasons, bro. I've watched him now at this point. So he was 2 when we started this. He's 4 now. And literally when my wife like saw that they were going to do a new season, tells me and tells him. And so to this day, anytime he sees the King of the Hill screen pop up as we're going to bed, he's like, is this a new one? I'm like, dude, I'm 4 years old now. 2 years we've been watching this. Like, how are you at 4 years old ready to binge watch the new season? I'm like, it throws me a little bit. But yeah, we literally will run it through season 13 and we started back over. Like,
well, I'll tell you, it's.
I'm not gonna lie, I do skip like season 1 and 2 a lot of times, and we just start like season 3, season 4. Because the cartoons, the voices, everything's so much different. Like, it's weird. I don't. It's very weird to me. And then, like, for the amount of time that I've watched it, like, it'd be like, oh my god, that's Brittany Murphy. That's her voice. And then, like, dude, I can't tell you how many times I've watched that show and the amount of things. Like, every time I watch it, I'm like, man, Snoop Dogg is in this one. Like,
yeah.
Like, what in the world? Snoop Dogg, you got Lucky, like Tom Petty, bro.
I know. Who would have thought?
Dude, the most thrown off spot is like, I'm like, they took Tom Petty and made him the most redneck person, and it fits so well. I feel like if Tom Petty would have been on the earth for any longer than, like, God rest his soul, but I feel like it was time for him to make the Texas country move, man. Like, if he would have kicked out the jams off of Texas country, it would have fit. Like, there's no doubt in my mind if he would have just embraced Lucky's character. I'm just saying, like, because it was great. Hey, man.
Oh goodness, so Lucky. Yeah, fell in a pile of pee and got a settlement. Oh man.
Oh my god, King of the Hill, bro.
You know what's going. You know what's going to be funny is I saw something talking about Dale reacting to nowadays the government and everything. It's going to be. Oh man, I'm excited. I can't wait for it.
You know, so they're not as you know, all the conspiracies about, you know, the Simpsons with the time travel and everything. Like, King of the Hill didn't catch that kind of reputation, but
they predicted a lot of stuff.
Dude, the Simpsons conspiracies are nuts, but I do feel like Dell was definitely dancing around some stuff, man. He definitely.
Well, I was talking to James Cook one time, and we were talking about it, and he's like, they ought to just start out the reboot, and it opens up when they're sitting there drinking beer, at the beginning as always, and then it looks at Dale. They're like, "Yep, yep," and then Dale's like, "Well, boys, I was right about everything."
Oh my
Oh man, but yeah, uh, it's crazy though that it'd be interesting to see what they do for Luann. Since Brittany sadly passed away, but
right.
it's crazy how popular that show got. Like in just the time that it went to streaming, it's crazy how popular it is now.
Well, man, I'm gonna be honest. I think that's what like a lot of the cool cult shows, man. Like when you really think about it, that's really when it's caught its prime. A whole new generation of people watching it is where it's like kicked off. And I think it's hella cool, man. Like to me, like hell, I hope my husband looks back at it and is like, man, watch, you know what I mean? Like the old time folks, like to me, like I remember watching MASH with my grandparents, and like Andy Griffith and that sort of stuff. So it's wild to me to think about those. Like in some ways, maybe we are slowly de-evolving. And my son's gonna be like, no, man, look, hey, reruns are on, King of the Hill. Got to watch this with me and my daddy.
Well, man, gotta go down there, man.
So maybe we are slowly de-evolving, but man, here's the freaking King of the Hill, man. I'm gonna drink to that one tonight on King of the Hill.
Heck yeah, I don't think Mike Judge knew what he was getting into, and then he came out with the show a couple years ago about Tales on the Tour Bus. That was really cool.
Man, hey, that's watch all those again. I'm limited on my TV watching time. Hey, it is what it is. That's the one thing that, as much as I love my own wine, bro, I love my own wine, but it's just, it literally depends on how awake I am when I lay down, because that's normally when I get to watch TV. Lunchtime, if I get to take a lunch, there's the occasional lunch times where I get to sit down and watch a little TV. But it's not the norm. So I'm behind the curve. But man, yeah, dude, he did that thing. And I'm telling you, that's one of those. Again, how cool is that? Like, I love everything about that. It's just a very cool way to approach some really wild experiences.
Yeah, that was like I did not know half the stuff that went on. But then like when George Jones' show with Tammy Wynette came out, I was like, okay, where's the lawn mowing scene, and all that, and but yeah, but I mean, you knew all that from Tales of the Tour Bus, like, but yeah, it was.
The one about was it Waylon where he's talking about blowing up the venue?
Yeah, I think it was.
Anything, but they got the promoters sorted them.
Yeah.
Dynamite. He didn't say anything. Like the bus drove off, and literally there was a boom, and he was like, "Whatever." I was like, "Dude, like you don't." I'm like a whole level of gangster. Like you are outing yourself. Like this is like a wild story.
What was it? Who was it? I think it was Jerry Lee Lewis. So, what's that piano player's name? What was his name? The kind of Mexican dude. Liberace. He saw him walking down the street, and he looked at his bass player. He's like, "They say that's the best piano player ever." He said, "I think I'm going to kill him." I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then they had I forgot who it was, but they were going. It might have been Johnny Paycheck. They were headed to Oklahoma City, and they had a blowout, and they drove the car on a rim all the way to OKC, and I was like, that is some crazy crap right there. Oh man, but yeah, that those were definitely some great stories. That's definitely another go watch, folks. Go check out another Mike Judge creation, Tales of the Tour Bus. You won't be disappointed. Yeah, definitely. Oh man. So let's talk music. So talk about this single "Calling It Quits." That
Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. Cutting you off.
you're good. You're good. That you've released since last time you were on here.
Yeah, so that came out in February, and again, that's the best thing we've done so far as just numbers go, man. It's done really well for us. We've been very fortunate. We got to the Houston Rodeo this year. That was a big thing for us. Summer's shaping up to be a really good summer. Hopefully, we're going to get as many places we possibly can this summer. We are still doing the day jobs, so it is one of those things like we're running really hard on the weekends. Man, the sacrifice is just it takes a lot. I got a great team of people who make a lot of sacrifices to stay on this grind and to make this happen. But I'm really proud of the single. It's one of those things that I think a lot of people can relate to. And it's written from just that hard feeling of like literally just getting that point in your life of calling it quits. And then we had a talk one time with some folks and we were discussing. I said, man, like the song is written way more from a relationship standpoint, but when you really start feeling like those emotions, man, we've all been there. That point of just literally just, hey, I'm ready to call it quits. Like jobs and just the stress of just the day-to-day grind. Like it's a very relatable topic, and it's done really well for us, and I'm super proud of it. Like we got more songs that are getting ready to come out. New single will be coming out here pretty quick. Coming in the summer. Dates haven't been drawn up just yet, but it's the music thing to me, man. Like we've been very blessed. I don't know how else to say that, man. We've just been extremely blessed. But one, people want to hear what we're doing. Secondly, people want to come out to shows and hang out and catch shows. And I got a group of workhorses, man, and we enjoy every minute. We enjoy all the interactions. Like there's nothing greater than like singing your songs and seeing that connection. Houston Rodeo this year gave us like. That was one of those things to me, man. Like you look out there and see like 2,400 people.
Wow.
And man, it's nuts. Like it's something I'll take with me to my grave. Like it's just that connection. And watch the people sing songs back to you. Where people are just that interactive with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's an amazing thing, and it's kind of that fuel that adds the fire. That 10:46 on a work night, man, we're going to sit up and we're going to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like that's
right.
It's what it's about. Like there's so many amazing things that happen in life. There's relationships and there's children and your first kisses, your loves. Like man, there's so many amazing things that happen in life. And as a songwriter, to be able to share some of those moments with other people and then relate to you in any way, man. Even if it's one line, having that relationship in one line, man. Like it's so cool. Which is again why I will find the energy, no matter what else is going on in life, no matter what else is falling apart, to find that time, to try and connect with one more person, because man, without people enjoying what you're doing, I'm still going to write. If nobody streams a song, I'm still going to keep writing. But it's an amazing validation of that. Hey, what I'm going through, what these other people are feeling,
Right.
means so much. You know what I mean? Like that's
Right. I understand what you're saying.
like
Now you've put out a couple. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
very good, brother.
So you put also out a couple acoustic music videos. Those were pretty neat too.
Man, I'm glad you enjoyed those, brother. Like those are fun. Trevor Lamb, Motion Through Media, man, that's a good dude. And I'm telling you, like that dude is on the rise, man. He's done some really cool stuff with a lot of amazing artists. And he's one of those guys I call on a regular basis, man. I'm very fortunate to call him family at this point in my life. But literally, that was like one of those random weird things. Like literally, it's so rare for me to have a Saturday, two, for him to have a Saturday, and then for us to both have days off at the same time. And then there's nothing short of saying it was a God thing. We lined up several locations that we were excited to shoot at, and hoped that those were going to work out. And man, like we hit the first spot, we hit the second spot, and we were just kind of like, man, I don't know, bro, if it's going to work. The third spot we rolled up to, like literally, we're driving around Waco, like reaching out to folks, and literally he pulled up at a spot and he was like, I've always wanted to film here. We're like peeking through the window, and I was like, dude, I'm going to be totally honest, like, I'm in love with this, so how can we do this? Bro, and I'm talking within 2 hours. I'm making phone calls, trying to find who even owned the building, like getting on CAD, reaching out. We had one of our good friends who owns a club there in Waco, and he was like, bro, I can totally get you in touch with this guy. No, yeah, I know his name. Give me a minute. Yeah, so it was just a weird thing, like the way everything kind of worked. Again, like,
isn't it funny how the Lord
divine intervention? It's just how it works, man. So we literally got in there and we ran all those videos. There were 5 videos that we did in that setting, in different locations in that building. So yeah, all those videos that we did, same location, just different spots of the building. And man, it was really cool. It was a lot of work. Like, I cannot thank that guy enough, because man, like jumping from thing to thing and changing clothes and trying to get all from the musician side of like, let's change this up, let's do this. Man, there's a lot of work, but man, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, which has been really cool to me. The closer I get with him, because when I see his stories of, he was shooting a lot of stuff with Cody West here recently, shot a lot of stuff for Hoosier Brothers, and like watching how he captures those moments, like I know, like behind the scenes there's so much more going on, like
he did a couple of he did those videos at Ride Rank, didn't he?
I think so.
Ride Rank Sessions with Colton Anderson at his shop.
Yeah. So I met him, Cole, at one of the Hoosier Brothers shows. And I think he did some video work for him, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think he did. You said it's Motion Media, right?
Motion Through Media.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, dude, that dude is he's a magician behind that camera. Oh my gosh.
Man, he is. But it's wild to me because there's so much stuff. I'm weird, bro. I love all aspects of it, and there's things that I see that I'm like, man, I want to figure out how to translate this to something tangible. And man, it's like, it's nuts to me, because like the way I can see it in my head and I think like, oh, this would be so cool, and then to see his interpretation of it, I'm like, oh man, never mind. This is why you do what you do and I don't do that, because it just, he's so good at capturing those moments. There's just such small things that he's able to capture, and his perspective. Like, mad shout out to that guy, because I'm telling you, he's going to be one of those guys that hands down he's going to be doing big things, man. I'm speaking that one into existence. There's no doubt in my mind. Like, the guy he runs on a totally different level. And like I said, I'm fortunate enough to get, like, I consider that guy family, but again, because of that, I talk to him on a regular basis, and the amount of things that guy is constantly, like, I'm over here, he's over here, he's over there, he's over there, he's over there. Like, yeah, they're doing it, man. I could not be more proud of that guy, because it is. He's just so good at capturing moments. Me and him got linked up. Literally, a guy I know here in Gatesville, good friend of mine. That's his older brother, and man, he reached out to me one night, and this was early in Taylor Branch and Lone Star Rams, like very early on, and he messaged like, "Hey man, my little brother wants to come out and film. Do you care if he comes out and films your show?" And I was like, "No, man, I'm like, whatever. Like, yeah, love to meet him. Tell him to hog me when he gets there." And Trevor rolls in, introduces himself. And we get talking for a little bit, and just kind of, man, shooting the breeze. Like, we don't know each other from Adam. I mean, I'm friends with his brother, and that's his older brother. And so we have a little bit of conversation. He's like, "Well, I was here filming Kyle Park last night." And I was like, "Oh, okay, wow. Damn, okay." So, man, you know what I mean? Like, when you get a message from somebody like, my little brother wants to come film the show. Like,
right.
You don't really know what to expect.
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah, I was filming Kyle Park last night. Like, hey, what are your stage rules?" And I was like, "The what?"
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The what?
I mean, like, I don't want to interfere with your show. What am I allowed to do and what am I not allowed to do? And I was like, "Dude, you're allowed to do whatever you want to do, man. Like, knock yourself out." But I'm not kidding. Like, it was just like an immediate connection. It's that weird thing. I just felt an immediate connection to him. So he shot it. We got done playing. We hung out for a little bit. He left. We loaded our stuff. We headed on down the road, and it was just one of those interactions where it was a cool interaction, man. I felt some kind of connection with the guy. Didn't really know what was going to transpire from it, man. I'll never forget it. I got home. It was a Sunday night show. Crashed out. Woke up the next morning. Bro, it's like 6 o'clock. And, like, I've got emails. 5 o'clock in the morning, bro. He's sending me, like, the final cuts. Like, he edited it. Like, sent it and then sent another email. I was like, "Hey, I did some revisions. This is the one you need to share." And it was like the first time I'd ever seen the band in that way. And I was like, "What in the world?"
You're like, "Is this the same band?"
Yeah, I'm sitting there looking at it going like, "When did you even get this shit?"
It's
I didn't even know I did this. Like, I'm telling you, that moment, man. I mean, and there was a lot of them. Where, like, I was like, "Dude, I don't even understand." And that was right in birth. Like, he was just starting to birth motion theory media, and man, that guy he's poured his heart into it, and it's a gift. Like, that, the videography shot of that is a gift. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I will die on this hill. Behind every great artist, there's a great videographer who is somehow capturing those moments, because those are the things that they'll outlive us. Your songs are going to outlive you.
Oh, definitely.
Capturing those moments are going to outlive you. And so, like, it is critical to find somebody who not only, like, is great behind the lens, but that is able to embrace, like, what you are. We're not even having that conversation. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
There was no rules, man. Like, and then he sends me a video clip, and it's like me taking a sip, and I'm like just cheesing from ear to ear, taking a sip of a whiskey sour. And I was like, I don't even remember doing that. Like, how did you capture this? And then you make it look so beautiful. Like, dude, like, if you're listening to this thing, you need a videographer, call Motion 3 Media Trevor Lamb. You're going to look way cooler than we ever are, because I promise you, if he followed me 24/7, we'd have a lot of bad footage, because I'm a goofball. If you want someone to edit out your weirdness and make you look good, that's the guy.
No, I can understand. Yeah, that's the thing about it. Like, people don't understand. They're like, they look at somebody doing a video, they're like, oh yeah, I can do that. Whoa. Like, I went to a trade school when I was in high school and actually did videography and multimedia and everything. And I get so frustrated when I'm doing my stuff where, like, um, you may be shooting like a 30-second clip, but it takes like hours and hours and hours of editing and polishing and making sure it looks good. Like this, for instance. I mean, that's where I learned how to, do all this stuff with editing and everything. But yeah, videography's really cool. I've actually, I think I talked to Trevor. He's a pretty cool guy. Just talking to him,
For sure.
Yeah. So where can people find you on those social medias again?
So you ready for this? It's the longest.com ever. Like you face this. I mean, you can't. It's Taylor Branch and the LoneStarRamblers.com. I tell people all the time, we've worked our tail off. You can Google TBLSR and we're probably going to pop up because we've tried to kind of coin that. Just because the band name is so freaking long. Like, I hate saying that. But it is, man. It's a long band name. Like, I got a good buddy here in Gatesville who runs a great venue, Bare Bones Barbecue. I tease him because, like, a lot of times he's like, man, it's so hard to put the full band name on this sign. Like, there's so many letters. There's a lot of freaking letters. And I was like, man, I'm just glad, like, domain names are one set price and not based off the characters because we would have gone broke on that alone. Yeah, man, we're on all social medias. So did I just say medias? I sure did. Social media
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 Yeah.
Put 4 S's on it. But yeah, we're on all the social media platforms. You can find us. I'll say that. We got a Twitter. Probably don't follow us on there because we don't say much because I don't really understand that. I don't think anybody cares that I had my coffee. I get to understand the Twitter, the tweaking.
Tweaking. I think you're on the wrong Twitter if you're tweaking.
I'm tweaking, man. All tweets, I just don't.
Mean tweets.
I'm trying. And every time I post it, my lovely wife is like, honey, that's not how you use Twitter. I'm like, no, like, listen, Ben Stiller just said he had cappuccino at this place. And I don't understand. I just drank at Starbucks underneath a bridge. And she's like, nobody cares, honey. You gotta love her. She keeps me honest. Keeps me humble, man.
Keeps you in line just like mine does.
We're on all the social media stuff. You can stream us anywhere that you listen to your streaming music. We're a little bit everywhere. Just you can Google the longest name ever, Taylor Branch and Lone Star Ramblers, and something's going to pop up in some way, shape, or fashion. If the good Lord intends you to find our music, hopefully it happens.
Now, I've heard some reports. The people were getting back with me. I guess they heard it from the first episode that they were typing that in, and it was bringing up you sitting there in a G-string drinking a beer on an OnlyFans or something.
Dude, oh my God! Hang on, we're going to have to repeat that one more time. What was that?
I said they were telling me that they typed it in the URL and searched it, and it brought a picture up you sitting in a G-string drinking a Lone Star beer on OnlyFans or something like that.
Well, now we were trying. At one point in time, we were going to kick us some OnlyFans off. What you're confused on because it didn't pull it up. I can promise you, there's out there. None of those photos have been released yet. Wait till there's enough interest. Got to build the buzz around it first. But I teased with her at one point in time. I said, hey, look, I like barbecue. I like cooking. I like Lone Star beer. And I was like, man, we ought to do it as just a joke. Like, here I am pouring a Lone Star beer in my head. Here I am putting, barbecue sauce on myself. And he got a good chuckle out of it, but he informed me, he said, yeah, but what's going to happen when you start getting real subscribers? Like, then what? And I was like, that's a sad day, man. Like, the availability of what is good in the world has dropped a little bit. If people are paying to see me put barbecue sauce on myself.
So there I was with barbecue sauce on my titties.
You never know. But as far as I know, there isn't pictures of me in G-string drinking Lone Star. I don't think.
Check out our music, big boy.
Yeah, Hey, stranger shit has happened. I'm telling you, stranger shit has
You
happened.
talking about some Theo Von crap right there.
Hey, I know for a fact I've never drank Lone Star. There might be some blurry moments in my music career, but
Oh man, I had another fellow Waco band on here, old Cody Dollins and Weston of Ghost Dance Band.
yeah.
And I told Weston, they said that they made a channel on the Hub or something, and to promote their music. And then I was talking about, I said, Weston, I said, you, and then Cody was like, yeah, Weston, you can make an OnlyFans just sitting there with nothing but your top hat on, playing bass.
Oh my God. But the crazy part is you just never know.
You never know. You never know.
You never know. Different strokes, different folks. That could prove to be a promising thing. You just never know.
I did have these guys from they're from Enid. They're telling me this dude in Kansas made one, and he titled the videos like Daddy put in the woods or something.
Oh my God.
But what it was, he was just sitting in overalls playing his song in the kitchen. He made like $500 a month.
Really?
Just off subscribers.
At this point in time, man, it's wild to think about. But there's so much stuff when it comes to the marketing end, man. Like, you never know, man. Like, who knows if the right person this guy's like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you be bad at it. That was the start to your career. I mean, you might have to go back and be a little disappointed that, like, look, I got discovered on OnlyFans, but like, hell, man, embrace it. If you're out there playing your music and they got more people listening to it, man, more power to you.
That's like going on like I just see somebody going like on American Idol or like The Voice when they're trying, when they're interviewing them, telling their story. They're like, I started playing music. I got bored, so I put a video of me playing music on OnlyFans, and it just went viral. And I'm proud to say that I was discovered on OnlyFans.
I'm gonna be honest. I tease all the time, and who knows, this may happen. We did a lot of work on TikTok, trying to like get people involved on there. It's one of those things like that's the grind when it comes to the music business. Like,
Oh, definitely nowadays.
oh yeah, I think that's probably something that Woodley like. Deep down as an artist, it's a hard pill to swallow at some point in time that you realize you could write a song that may or may not be the best song ever.
Right.
I think Spotify alone at one point in time, this has been forever ago since I've looked at the numbers, but they said something along the lines of, I think every It's about 3,000 songs released, like through Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
It's super easy to get lost in that wash, and like I think every artist at some point in their career, probably really, especially early on in your career, like, man, no, look, I believe in this song. This is a good song. Something good's going to come from this, and you release it. You're just watching the streams, just sit stagnant. And I encourage artists, in general, any artist, whether that happens or it doesn't, God forbid, we all hope that you're going to drop a song and the song's going to just do something amazing. Like, we all want that. I want that for every artist. Like, I do. Like, I genuinely say, like, if your passion is to be out playing music, I hope that you just drop a song, man, that's completely organic. It just blows up, man. I would love that for artists, because it is like it's a humbling deal, because you feel so strongly about your music that when a song comes out, to watch it just kind of just sit starting line, that's a hard thing, man. And not a lot of artists talk about that, because it's a humbling deal. And I'll say, early on in my career, I was very naive to that. Like, no, man, hey, good song will conquer all. Like, put a good song out and promote it. Like, tell your friends, tell your family. And unfortunately, like, it's not how the machine works. Bro, I'm really sorry. I don't even know why I tore off into this deep, hearty conversation about putting your music out. But
You're good. I will say this. I liked what was really cool that you did was while you were doing while you were trying to doing day 58 until Lone Star sponsors us, you showcased different types of artists and music that people didn't know about, and I thought that was really cool. So props to you, brother.
Hey, dude, deep down, and I will say this, man, like, it's gonna be about it. And to me, there's tons of times, and I'm not talking about just this saying. I'm talking about saying in general, where you want to see someone succeed, and I think, to me, that's a big thing. Like, whether it works for somebody else's dreams come true, and they're out doing what we're all trying to do. To me, that gives some hope to independent artists trying to get out there and do their thing. And it's a good thing. It's a discouraging thing. Stay humble, stay kind, like, stay your course, and do your part to not only, like, you can be selfish. It's really easy to be selfish and you get wrapped up in what you're going on. Even with mine, it's really easy to get so wrapped up in what you have going on musically, because that's what the push is. The push is to do this. The push is to do that. And that was probably the coolest thing of the Lone Star Beer Challenge thing that we were doing, was that we started realizing real quick, hey, there's people paying attention. Like, so why would we not, like, try and show love to other artists we support? And I'm in the process right now trying to figure out a way we can kick that back off. Even if it's not the beer chug, but we're giving some credit where credit is due, because there's so many great artists, and you never know. You know what I mean? Like, you never know, like, what they're going through or what they're struggling with, or them trying to just put their music out there. And if my fans enjoy good music, and the people in my circle, like, scratch the fan thing. It's a family at this point. Where we're at in our career, we don't have fans, man. We have family, and I'm very blessed to be in that situation. But if my family loves what we're doing, and I enjoy another artist, man, everything within me wants to try and help promote those other artists, because, like, at that point, it's only a win for everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You get to listen to great music. I get to help promote great artists, and I feel like that's a critical part of that. Like staying humble, staying your course, like just being kind, like showing somebody else some love. Like it's not a hard thing to do. Say our friends are dropping a single today too. Like go check those guys out. Like
Right. I understand what you're saying.
I don't know, man. That's again, it just comes down to it's that unity thing because we're gonna cross paths again. You know what I mean? Like that's
Right.
kind
Yeah.
of my thing. I'm gonna cross paths with them, and hey, there's not a band I've ever played with that I've been like, oh, these guys fall. Like I just want to see them fall. Like why? Why be like that? You know what I mean? Like
They suck.
you know what I mean? Like and I hate to say it, but there's people out there like that. But man, like
Oh, definitely.
I accept the challenge and I love it. Like there's nothing better than playing with a band that's going to come out there and they're going to kick the show off and they're going to kick our teeth in. Like I love it. Like that to me is like what it's about. Like it's not a competition. It's not ever supposed to be a competition, but it comes down to those people paid hard-earned money, and dude, money's hard to come by, bro. Like it is. Like anytime I see anybody show up at a show, I'm like, man, they probably had to pay for a babysitter, and they want to have a nice night out, and they do us a lot, man. To come out and you choose to spend that night hanging out with us, man. If I want to take a band to open up the show, I want to know that band is going to wreck shop because I want to feel like, hey, those guys came for blood and let's raise this bar. And it's not a competition thing. It's just that people are spending their hard-earned money to come support what we're doing. Let's raise the bar. Let's put on the best shows possible. And again, it's probably not a popular opinion, but it's another hill I'll die on because that's just how I see it. Like as a group, you're only going to be as strong as your weakest link. And by pushing our other artists forward, you're doing the same thing. Like let's see this succeed, man. Like guys like Toe, there's these pivotal moments to me as an artist when Whiskey Myers was opening for the Stones at Fenway Park. That's a pivotal moment. That as a independent artist from Texas, I start going, man, like it's possible. It's possible to make a living doing this. It's possible to gain momentum throughout this. Watching what Ko has done. Ko has built something that's love him or hate him, man. Like, dude, like, it's funny to me the amount of grief that some people put towards that guy.
I know, right?
Like, how much of it is that you just don't like it, or how much of it is jealousy? You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's why.
Jealous if the guy figured it out. The guy put the reps in, bro. Like,
I know he did it all on his own. That's the thing. Like, all on his own. Like, even when he was negotiating with Columbia, he told them, he said, "Y'all ain't gonna change me. I'm going to do what I want, release the music I want. I'm just going to use y'all's name on shows." And when he sent it to the attorney to send it to Columbia, he told him, he said, "This will never work." He said, "It ain't going to work." And they sent it in, and yeah, they accepted it.
But to me, like that, bro, that's a win. It's funny because there is people who just give that guy so much grief. You know what I mean?
I don't know why, too. I don't know why, but
like when him and Gio's another one, man. Like those guys, both them as well as Austin Meade, Cody West. There's a long list of these guys who have just kind of
right.
paved their own way. And to me, as an artist, I love it. Like I love it because you're gonna evolve as an artist. Like it just is what it is, man. Like to think back when I started my music career, like, hey, I'm 16 years old. I can travel now. I can drive. Let's go on the road. Let's go play shows. To tell 16-year-old Taylor, hey man, you're gonna do this exact thing for the rest of your life. Like now at my age, 39. Like, man, that's a damning thing, man. Like, things are going to evolve, and you ride from whatever perspective you're coming from. And when you start telling yourself, I have to rot in this box, you're only hurting yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the cool thing. Watching these guys succeed, they have chosen, and Whiskey Myers very much the same. Like, those guys have all decided, hey, what's most important is me staying true to what I want to write, and me doing what I want to do, and people will connect with that.
That's like Shane Smith.
And it's proved.
I'm sorry to cut you off again. Well, that's like when you're talking about Co and Geo. See, that hits hard. That hits home for me because my best friend, I consider he is my brother. He's right there on the right of Otis playing lead. So Shallow being with Co, and that always hits home. But Geo also. So funny story. So I had booked a show back when I was trying to do booking, and I had this band, and my brother was going to open up. Well, something happened, and the headliner backed out. So I called Geo up, and I was like, "Hey, man," I said, "these guys backed out on me." I said, "Would you be down to do it?" He said, "Heck yeah." So it was their second show ever in Oklahoma. And to see that from that point, and then a couple weeks ago, watching them guys on national TV, primetime TV, on an awards show perform, it was just, dude, it brought me to tears. I told my wife, I said, this is just amazing. Just watching this, I mean, it's crazy.
No, it is, man. It is. Like, I mean, when you really think about that, like, that's, to me, and that's something that is, again, to me as an artist, love it or hate it. And I'm when I say love it or hate it, I'm referring to people who just they don't get it.
Right.
To me, it's something. To me, like it's a thing of watching. You know what I mean? And this is no knock towards the guys who paved the way. There's a lot of guys that have paved the way for Texas country and red dirt to be where it is now. Those guys are paving the way.
Oh, definitely.
Looking at those guys, man, like rewind years back, there was no national touring. You know what I mean? That's kind of one of the crazy things with Texas and Oklahoma. Man, you can tour Texas and Oklahoma a lot. You really can. Like, it's funny, like bands I've kept up with that we've played music with throughout the years, who will go kill a 4 or 5 state tour, and we start talking to them, they're like, well, we did it in 5 days, but they're up north or they're on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
For them, they're like, well, we only drove 3 hours and we're in a different state, and another 3 hours we're in another state.
Yeah.
Bro, I can run hours and hours and hours. I mean, like, some of these Amarillo shows, bro, that's 7 hours. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and we're still in Texas.
Oh, it's a 7-hour drive for y'all to Amarillo? Wow.
Yeah, we're here to load in. And it's a long day, man. So it's wild to me when you start thinking about over the years, man, what has happened to where you start looking at more and more bands that have gone from regional touring acts to they're nationally touring. And to not tip your hat to the guys who from way back that kept this rolling, like major hat tip to all the original Red Dirt and the Texas country guys. And then another hat tip to the guys who are making it a household name. You know what I mean? Like when you start seeing like these artists selling out not in Texas. I'm talking all over the U.S. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that is insane to me. And as an artist, all that really does is open the door. Again, as an artist, you can love it or hate it, but as an artist, that now means there's a better opportunity for your music to be heard, to really make this a career. You know, like that's.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys went out there and earned it. That's the other thing. I won't. You can take any band that, you know, in this scene or not in this scene, and I don't like it. I don't understand it. It's not my cup of tea. Dude, there's lots of artists. Not so much in the Texas country thing, but there's a lot of artists throughout my life that I go, man, I just don't understand. Like, it's a weird one.
Right.
Still no, and I'm proud of it, man. They figured out how to make something work, but it's something that's it's just impressive, man. It's a grind, and anyone to get to those points to where they're giving up day jobs. There was a moment, man, that they had to be on the fence and be kind of scared about what they're doing, and I would never discount that towards any artist ever, because that's a terrifying moment of, can I make this work as a career? Can what's the next jump? For me to do this means I need to be on the road more.
Right.
And that's a terrifying moment, bro. Like, it really is. Like, as things move for us, like, at what point do we say we're doing this full time and we're going to give up the security of the day jobs? Because at the end of the day, we got to eat. You know, you got to feed the family. You got to take care of what's going on at home.
Oh, definitely.
So it's a very daunting thing. So to me, like, I'm just always kind of embrace that. You got to embrace it all with love, and really deep down accepting the fact that, hey, anybody succeeding is a success for all of us. You know, that's.
Oh yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. Oh man. Well, buddy,
It only took me 30 minutes to get to that point.
you're good. Well, buddy, I want to thank you, man, for coming on again, and we might have to do a part 3 sometime.
Let's go part 3.
We'll just do a saga.
Right, let's go.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, yeah, man. Just keep killing it, and hopefully, I'll catch one of y'all shows sometime.
Because like I said, we talked about this last time. So where are you based out of?
I'm based out of Wichita Falls.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's why I remember that from the last conversation. So, fingers crossed, man. We'll be your way soon.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Be awesome. Definitely have to come out, man.
Well, hey, when we get up that way, you let me know, brother. You coming out, man? You let me know. We'll get you taken care of. I mean, I got, you know, we're big balling now. You know what I mean? Like, we get over, like, the drinks normally are twice the price that everybody else pays. So.
We'll let you.
That sounded really terrible. I didn't really mean it like that. That's the.
I know what you're trying. Yeah, y'all are so big that you gotta bring you gotta be able to pay, you know, to get in. But once you get in, you know, yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, we do normally take at least 3 to 4 vehicles,
right,
to the ship, just to carry you guys.
That's pretty good. I've never heard that one before.
I'm just totally joking, man. Totally joking.
I thought you got all that. You got all that hot air in that head. I thought maybe you'd take that to show, just riding like a balloon.
Probably. I wish just hot air maybe make my hair grow a little better, but I don't know. I'm trying to hit that level of success, I get that Bosley implant. You know what I mean?
Get you some keeps.
Yeah, baby. Chia
Chia.
Hey, this podcast is brought to you by Chia Pets.
Some of them younger listeners are like, "What the hell is a chia pet?"
No, but it's cool, aren't they? Are those back out?
I don't know. I know last time I was in Kmart, I saw one.
Well, I can say, the deal too though is that I'm old enough that probably my TikTok feed is probably skewed. So just because it popped online didn't mean it popped on anybody cool's TikTok.
Yeah. Oh goodness. All right, buddy. Well, you keep killing it down there in old Gatesville, and
we're gonna keep trying. Hopefully, we'll be a few next away here real soon. Come hang out with you. Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Now, I'm gonna be down your way next weekend. Down in we're gonna be down in old Doney, down by Doney. Because we're gonna go. My uncle lives in Doney. We're gonna go visit him. But then I can't remember where it's at exactly, but it's around there because we're staying in Waco.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll have to let you know. You're gonna have to come and hang out if you ain't doing nothing.
You talking about this coming weekend or weekend after that?
Next weekend.
Okay.
The weekend after this weekend.
Believe it or not, that weekend I'm not doing anything, man. I'm actually, this is the other side. My lovely wife, who's so supportive of me going out here chasing musical dreams. She gets a weekend off. I think she's gonna go hang out with the girls. So I'm gonna be sitting in my house. So I got a sneaking suspicion there may be some barbecue happening at my house. So if you are in that area, give me a shout for real.
I definitely will. Yeah, I think because, well, how is Downey close to you? Because I know we're going there for sure at some point.
I'm not sure why I'm sitting here trying to think where Downey is.
I have no idea. I just know that it's over there by Waco, apparently.
You sure? How do you spell that, bro?
Donie.
Donie. I'm looking it up right now.
I think it's in that area.
Downey, Texas. For me.
Okay. Well, I know I'll be in Waco. So, are you closer to Waco?
Yeah, I'm about 45 from Waco.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to the.
Oh yeah, you're up about T in Buffalo. Okay, I got
you. Yeah. Be interesting. I've never been that far not that far, so we'll see.
Well, hell, you might just get stuck down here, man. We'll take you real far south.
That's like my brother's telling me that they're going on a little. Him and a couple guys are going on a little acoustic tour this summer.
Oh, yeah.
And he said something about Jackson Hole, and I said, "Oh, you ain't going to the train station, are you?"
Well, you gotta watch out, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely let you know, man.
Yeah, dude, give me a shout, man. Give me a shout, brother.
All right, man. I'll holler at you later.
Hey, sounds good, brother. Be safe. Thanks again for having us on, brother.
No problem. Are you looking for a way to promote your local business? Or maybe you just need some shirts made. Or maybe you're a band looking for somebody to make some merch. Why don't you go see Your Stitch Fix in Walters, Oklahoma? They do it all, from embroidery to hats to screen printing for shirts. And if you're still in high school and listening to this, or you have a high school kid, they do Letterman jackets. They also do the Athletic Holloway jackets that are always a hassle to order. So Go visit them at 123 North Broadway, Walters, Oklahoma. You can give them a call at 580-583-38448 or shoot them an email at yourstitchfixco@gmail.com. And while you're at it, go give them a like on Facebook at Your Stitch Fix. They'll work with you. And always, there is the Venmo on there. So if you pay with Venmo, it'll be on there for you to scan. So, yeah. Go see Your Stitch Fix in Walters, Oklahoma. And let me tell you, I personally use these guys to do not only my merch, but some other merch. And let me tell you, every time I have not been disappointed. It is fantastic. Once again, that's Your Stitch Fix in Walters, Oklahoma. Have you heard of the new company right here in Wichita Falls called What's Up 940? They'll show you the latest deals and steals and the hottest events right here in the falls. Just go follow them on all social medias at What's Up 940. Let's face it, the worst thing to deal with after a storm is the damage. That's why I personally recommend Elite Roofing and Restoration. They'll walk you through the process. They also offer many different services, including HVAC, electrical, garage door repair, and so much more. So why don't you give them a call for a free estimate at 405-443-7979 or send them an email at eliteroofingukon@gmail.com. They'll work with you. And at Elite Roofing, their motto is honesty, integrity, and transparency. Well, folks, I think that's going to do it for another episode, part 2 of It's Crow Time. I want to thank Mr. Taylor Branch for coming on. I know if y'all looked at it and it said Sam Slam Jones was going to be on here, we wish him all is well with him and hope he gets better. But once again, thanks. Big shout out to Taylor Branch for coming on. And so that y'all didn't have to hear me ramble on for hours. You can go check out his music at Taylor Branch and the Lone Star Ramblers on all streaming platforms. Go give him a like and a follow on all social medias. Definitely check out that TikTok because it is very entertaining. And as always, we want to thank you listeners for tuning in. Maybe you're a first-time listener. Well, why don't you go give us a like on Facebook at It's Crow Time. Give us a follow on Instagram. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and follow on Spotify so that you'll be notified when the new episodes drop or the part 2 episodes drop. And as always, we want to thank our sponsors. We got some new ones now, folks. Your Stitch Fix, once we announced last week, but now we got Reed's Abrasive Blasting coming on. Big shout out to Reed. Go see my buddy Reed Latham. Also, Mark Ackerson of Pruitt Ford. I want to thank him for checking us out. And make sure if you're in the market for a new vehicle, definitely go see Mark Ackerson at Pruitt Ford in Burkburnett, Texas. He'll work for you. Well, you'll hear the ad. Anyways, also Spur One Management, Langstonby Landscaping, What's Up 940, and Elite Roofing out of Yukon. We want to thank y'all again for tuning in. And as always, we'll see you right back here on It's Crow Time. Good night, everybody.